Hello, I'm Daniel Free, and this is Free Investigates. Tonight, Free Investigates travels to Boone, North Carolina to investigate an addiction that has taken over America's youth. An addiction that can be played on your mobile phone. The game is called Candy Crush and it's taken America's youth by storm. Today, I spent a whole day with Stanley Broden to investigate this addiction. This is Stanley. He looks like a normal student athlete on the outside, but on the inside, Stanley is battling a terrible disease. I was able to spend time with Stanley and talk to him about his life before his addiction.
Yeah, I was pretty good. But then, tough. I was really good at jumping hurdles. That was my thing, jumping hurdles. And like barricades, like this a lot. I also won some running. I don't run anymore now though. Not about that life. But happens. Used to play soccer too. That took a turn for the worst.
This year, Stanley saw a decline in his health, but his roommates say Stanley is in denial.
I could tell there was something wrong with him. He just kept getting worse and worse. I think it's time for an intervention.
They have taken it upon themselves to give Stanley an intervention.
Wait, what is this?
It's an intervention, man. You gotta face the facts. You're addicted to Candy Crush!
45-year-old Gary Barlow has been studying the effects of Candy Crush as well as working with Stanley personally.
Well, hello, Gary. You've worked a lot on cases involving Candy Crush and addiction. What can you tell me about it?
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, Daniel. It's nice to be here. But Candy Crush is a very bad addiction. There are some horrendous addictions in this world. There's cocaine, heroin, alcohol, tobacco. Candy Crush is at the top of that list. It's a bad addiction. That's all I can say.
I was able to get more information out of Stanley to see what his life is like today.
So how has Candy Crush affected your life, Stanley?
Now that I think about it, my friends have been acting a little bit different. It's like they're like jealous of me or something. Like they wish they could be on 463, but I know I'm one of few. See, I'll wake up about 6:30, shower, Candy Crush while I'm showering. I'm actually getting one of those life-proof cases where you can use your phone in the water. Funny, right? Yeah. It's glad I made that purchase.
I just have one question for you, Stanley. Do you believe you are the best at Candy Crush out there, in America maybe?
Anytime, any place, any Candy Crusher, call them up.
After spending the day with Stanley, I must admit I was rather worried, but Barlow insists that Stanley is a nice bloke.
Well, first and foremost, Stanley's a fantastic young man. He's very polite, humble, he's a lovely lad, he's really happy all the time. But like I said, addiction's a very bad thing, and Stanley's not immune to addiction. He can overcome this addiction because he's got a willpower in him, he's got the drive, he's such a good young man. Like last Christmas, he brought me and my wife a cake filled with candy, so it's like, oh look, Danny, I'm buzzing here. Speaking of the wife. Hi love, you alright? I'm just in an interview, I told you not to ring me. Alright, see you later. Bye. I love you too. Bye. The enemy. But anyway, like I said, Stanley's a fantastic young man and he can most certainly overcome this addiction.
Here is some of the worrying footage we saw while spending the day with Stanley.
Let's go in.
Your choice.
Stanley!
Go away.
Is it safe?
Just go slow. You see him?
Go away!
Then, something unexpected occurred.
Did you hear that? What was that? What's that? Did you hear that? Quick, what's that? Stanley!
Where is he? Do you see him?
Stan? You okay? It's okay. Come on. Hey, come on. Hey, come on. No, it's okay. Come on out. Come on out. You're okay. Come on. You gotta listen to me. You're fine. Come on. You're okay. Easy.
Now I know how Gollum felt.
Come on. There you go. Easy. Easy. Just have a seat. Lay down. Get yourself out of that closet. You alright?
Is he okay?
No, I haven't seen this before. Stanley. Stanley?
My Candy Crush. You took it. You took it!
No.
Hey, Stanley! This is Valerie Knackley. She is also suffering from the same addiction as Stanley. I was able to get a short interview with her while she was in rehab.
It's just a game, and you get stuck on it because everybody else is playing it, and you just want to keep playing it.
As you can tell, she is a little off. Stanley's roommates remember the beginning of his decline.
I've seen him sneak into my wallet on numerous occasions looking for $1 to buy 5 extra lives.
So I thought I was going to do the right thing. He's been struggling. Thought I'd invite him to Easter with the family. Went over to my grandparents' house. Grandmother was playing on her iPad. I kid you not, his phone had died. Walked over, ripped it from her hands. My grandmother's like, "What are you doing?" Because I have to play. She's like, "I don't even have iTunes." He's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of that." Made her an account. Downloaded the game and started playing. Didn't see him for the rest of the day. Happy Easter.
So, Gary, what are the next steps, for people like Stanley and Stanley himself on the road to recovery?
Well, I think it's important that Stanley realises he's in the very early stages of this addiction. He's in stage 1 of 36 stages. The thing with Candy Crush, it affects the Hermoclama genitalia warts in the brain. And as we like to call the Candy Crush addicts, caddicts, they aren't immune to this. They get really addicted. And it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But Stanley needs to realise that me, myself, the doctor, psychiatrist, and all the specialists we have on this team are here for him, and we are going to help him recover.
Candy Crush declined to comment on this feature. And that's all we have time for tonight on Free Investigates. See you next time.